YouTube. I will delete that from YouTube shortly after we're done. I vote for the record in the matter of Davion Keener, case number 2014-222 NA. My name is Marc Crotteau. I'm a referee for the 37th Circuit Court. Because this matter is being heard by a referee, any party has the right to file an objection, asking the judge to review any findings or recommendations that come out of today's hearing. Present for hearing by telephone is David. Is that correct, Dave? David, can you hear me, sir?
Hang on, I'm going to go somewhere else.
All right. I will note that that was Davion just speaking, indicating that he's going to go somewhere else, I assume, for a better reception or better ability to listen. We also have Mr. Gilliard Schneidman here from the Department of Health and Human Services and Mr. Marsh in the role of lawyer guardian ad litem. We're here for a post-termination review and permanency planning hearing in this matter. Mr. Marsh, there have been two potential exhibits proposed to the court file. I'm going to identify those and see what you want to do with them. Proposed 110 is a case service plan prepared by Mr. Gilliard Schneidman. It has a report date of February 4th. Proposed 111 is a parent agency treatment plan, same date and preparer. With regard to 110 through 111, Mr. Marsh, comments, objections, observations?
I would ask that they be admitted.
They will be received into evidence. Because I'm the one who identified those, Mr. Marsh, I'll give you a chance to propose any other exhibits or testimony you think the court should be reviewing today.
I have no further exhibits. I would call Mr. Gilliard Schneidman.
Sir, will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You can lower your hand. Please state your name and spell your last name.
Willie Gilliard Schneidman. Last name is spelled Gillyard -SCHNAITMAN.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Marsh, go ahead.
Well, again, maybe I didn't review the reports close enough or something like that, but I thought that until I spoke with Davion that he was with his uncle. What happened there, Mr. Gilliard Schneidman?
Yes, Davion was actually with his uncle, I think up until a week after the report was done. He was having some, on the 3rd, I believe it was, we had an FTM. He was having some issues in his uncle's home. Davion had stated that he felt comfortable. He just didn't feel like it was the placement for him. He had made contact with his sister's mother, who he had a relationship with prior to him going into care when he was younger. They ended up reestablishing a relationship since he's moved back to Battle Creek. I had spoken with Miss Clark, his sister's mother, and she stated that she would be interested in having Davion be placed in her home if possible. Because he still is independent living, this was an option for him. So because he did state that, he didn't feel his uncle's home was placed for him, his uncle felt the same. So we were able to get him moved to Miss Clark's home rather than a possible independent living residential type placement.
Okay. And beyond that, is he participating in the services as he should?
He was not participating in therapy, but we do have that reestablished. So he will be beginning therapy beginning next Wednesday. He's in school. He's actually doing really well in school. He's in a credit recovery program as well. So he's trying to make sure he gets caught up so he can graduate on time.
All right. And at this point, has it been discussed the Michigan Youth Foster Care Program or anything like that when he turns 18?
Yes, I did let him know that he did have that option when he turns 18 to participate in the YVAC, the Adult Foster Care Program when he does turn 18. So he will have that option we have talked about, and I did let him know to think about it and let me know what his thoughts are. That way, when that time does come, we can go ahead and get that paperwork prepared and get him placed in so we don't have any hiccups.
And my recollection is that Davion will turn 18 in August. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Now, are there any needs that you're aware of?
As of right now, I would say his biggest need is his therapy and getting his increased therapy and making sure that he's taking his medication properly. There was a problem with his medication in regards to when he exited his last placement and went into independent living. They ended up switching his insurance, which caused a problem with his medication, but we are able to get that rectified next week.
Okay. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Just to make sure, Mr. Gilliard-Simon, is the sister an appropriate placement?
Yes. He has a relationship with the entire family. Because it is his sister's mother, we are actually able to look into that being a relative placement because it is a sibling parent.
Okay, and that was sort of the next question.
Yes.
We maintain the goal as fit and willing relative.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Nothing else from my standpoint. Mr. Marsh, any other questions based on my question?
No. The only other comment I would have is I need at some point in time for the department to perhaps send me an email or whatever about his current address and the names of his caretaker.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Other than that, nothing further.
Okay. Davion, is there anything you want to tell us or let us know or information you need to share?
Nothing that I can think of.
All right. Mr. Marsh, I'd like you to give me your recommendation and address the reasonable prudent parent standard and also address the notion of extending the review period from approximately 3 months to essentially the same time that Davion turns his birth or turns 18. So
Well, I think that, first of all, I think that, the current order should remain in effect as Davion appears to be doing well. Secondly, I don't think there's a problem at all with the reasonable prudent parent protocol. And third, that seems to make sense that we extend out the next review permanency planning hearing to perhaps the week before his 18th birthday or the week after or something like that, I think would be appropriate and would so request.
okay. Based on my review of 110 and 111 and the testimony today from Mr. Gilliard-Schneider, as well as my knowledge of the history of this case and the guardian ad litem's recommendation, I do believe that it's appropriate to continue the current orders of the court for another reporting period, that being the goal as fit and willing relative. I will find that the reasonable prudent parent standard was met, and furthermore, I will find that we should, given Davion's age and the current appropriateness of all the situations, set the final, or I guess what I hope will be the final hearing in this matter for approximately the same time frame as Davion's birthday. I don't know what the exact date of the hearing will be because I don't have control of the calendar. My staff won't let me touch it. But we'll have them pick a date right in that time frame and send out notice to everyone in the mail. And certainly, Mr. Marsh, if an issue should arise that requires a hearing earlier, don't hesitate to request an accelerated hearing and we'll get something in right away.
Right.
Okay, we will send out notice to everyone in the mail of that next hearing date. I will ask Davion, is there anything else you think we need to address today?
Nothing I can think of.
Mr. Gilliard, Steinman, any other issues for today, sir?
No,
Last but not least, Mr. Marsh.
All set, thank you.
Thank you, folks. I'll remind everyone that they have 7 days to file an objection if they want the judge to